You talk about encountering sexism in your book. Tell me about that experience and how you handled it.
When I was 26, I was, yeah, I know. Back in the dark ages, I was working at CNN as an associate producer, and I was filling in for the producer one week, Diane Durham, who was on vacation, and I went to an editorial meeting one morning, and I walked in a few minutes late, per usual, and it was a table full of men and one woman. The vice president of CNN said, "That's not like Katie. She is successful for her hard work, determination, and breast size." And I was like, what? I was so flabbergasted that he would make that remark in front of all these other men. It was so demeaning that I went back and I wrote him a memo, and you can read the memo that I wrote in my book.
Fast forward to years later, Matt Lauer conundrum, obviously a huge part of this book, of course. I'll just ask you outright, how much did you know about the behavior?
I knew nothing about this behavior. Listen, I knew that actually from what I had heard, not anything that Matt had told me directly, that his marriage was struggling. That seemed to be something that was in the ether. But no, not that behavior. I write about an incident that I think might have clued me in early on that didn't register. But in terms of the kind of things that he was accused of and that he got fired for, I had no idea. I had no idea, and I think that he was very secretive and compartmentalized about this behavior. And, you know, I do write a lot about television news in the 90s. I think it was a pretty permissive culture, from everything sort of swirling around me. I was really focused on my job and my family. I'm really happy that we've had this reckoning and that we understand power dynamics. We understand that a consensual relationship is not necessarily consensual at all when there is a power differential.
You told people that you don't talk to Matt Lauer.
I don't.
Is there a reason you don't pick up the phone?
I think this went on, and I think we got to the point where everything had just deteriorated. My level of trust in him, my knowledge of things that had been going on, my actual sort of reporting on what had transpired for my own process. I think it just, I think he probably feels like I wasn't there for him, and I feel like what he did was unconscionable. So I think it was really hard for us to meet under those circumstances.
You think Lauer talked to him?
You know, I don't know. I sort of doubt it, but I hope that he's reconciled his behavior. He seems like he's very defiant about it. So I don't know. I really don't. That's unknowable at this point.